Okay, cool. Okay. So let's go to the website and practice it there. Probably it's easier.
Okay, I watched the video and found a few errors. Would it be easier just to go specifically to the errors in the video?
Okay, that's fine. But I wanted you to try it on the website itself. This way, we can put like real addresses, and we know exactly which one is right, which one is not right, and we already have a recording of the scenario that it happened for with.
Okay, we can do that. We're just going to be redoing what is already in the video, but no problem.
And just to let you know, always try to use Chrome for doing this, because Internet Explorer is not even supported anymore by Microsoft.
Yeah, the problem is you aren't able to get some things working in Chrome, or it doesn't work in my Chrome, shall we say. So,
Oh, it's not working on your Chrome?
well, remember we went through this where you opened up that web browser tester and said, here, it's working in everyone else's Chrome except yours.
No, it should be working now. I mean, it's...
You don't remember going through that website tester thing with me?
To be honest with you, I don't remember, believe it or not.
It worked in Firefox, every other thing except my version of Chrome.
Yeah, okay, I mean, just use whatever for now, it's fine, for the sake of testing. Are you based in New York?
Yes.
How are things up there? Is it pretty bad as what the
I mean,
media is saying, or it's just contained now?
no, it's pretty much how they are saying it is, though, I mean, no one I know is sick. Yeah, parts of the city are fairly badly hit. Okay, so you can see my screen, right?
Yes, yes, sir. Okay, so
Okay, so that might be one thing to note. Did you see that it froze when I tried to delete an address?
yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like neither one of those update or delete functions are working.
Do me a favor, can you write...
Sorry, go.
Okay, that's fine, it's too late now, we already won.
Well, I can do it again.
You see, it went through, it did the update, but it's not showing. It's taking a little bit longer than expected. Right click on the screen, if you don't mind. Yes, and click inspect. And then click console on the very top right-hand side. Okay. So there is a file that's not responding from the server. That's the 500 issue. Okay, that could be, I'll check that out. That's something is missing from the server or it's not reached from the server.
Okay.
I'll check that out and I'll fix those two things.
Okay, so we have billing, recipient, and sender.
Okay. The addresses for the billing and the recipient are the same, or you have different addresses?
Okay, it looks like they're the same, so let me change it.
Yeah.
Okay, then complete.
Is this right?
Yep.
So that's the first one.
Okay, so here's the first error. See where this says shipping address? The term shipping is not used. This needs to say recipient address.
Okay, just bear with me so I can fix it while you're with me. Partners. Because these are from Shopify's backend. Delay. Can you go back to that screen so I can understand? Okay. You said shipping address, right?
It should be recipient address.
Okay, check out delivery options, check out. Can you refresh your page for a second? Let me see if that's the...
Okay. Now, just below that, see where it says shipping method?
Uh-huh.
Either get rid of this part that says sup, or if you can't do that, just don't show shipping method at all.
The sup is mostly shipping method. I don't think we can hide that because... Okay, just a second. Let me find out. Shipping method. I don't think that's doable. I think the sup is coming from the previous page, but and we can't hide that. That's the problem.
Okay, so
I'll find out, because what's showing in the sup, this is basically, it's showing automatically because there is a special character there, and
Right.
that's how it's being shown. I will check it out and find out. It's not in the settings of the page that I just changed the recipient address from.
Okay, so I'll leave that for you. The next thing is where we have print out this form. So the format of the form was updated, which is fine, but the order number is not being populated.
Okay, we'll try to populate the order number if we're able to do it. The problem is the form and the order is being generated at the same exact time. So it might be impossible to get the order number, but I will give it another shot.
Okay. Then we have click to request the paper copy of the form. So let me see my notes here. Okay, so this has by default populated the address of the sender, which is fine. However, the user could also change it to whatever address they want, okay? You with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll go request shipment form. Okay, so there are two problems here. When you this new address, or the address that the user just entered here, is only so that I know where to send this paper form to. It actually doesn't change any of the stored information. So like, let's say I do go in here and change it to some other address. Okay, so now the address is Monroe Street in California. Okay. So now we have billing. The billing address is not changing. This address is only where I'm sending the form to. And again on this page, billing address is not changing. So you can show the original billing address, no problem. And then the address to which they want this paper form sent, you just need to inform, me by an email saying something like,
You're gonna get an email from Shopify, and from the back end of Shopify, you will see this. Let me share my screen of how you're gonna see it. Can I share my screen?
Yep.
So you just did this, the $1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on it, every time an order is being created, you'll get all the details. See, this is the post detail. This is from the name of the customer. That's the contact information. And that's where that's the billing address.
So the billing address associated with the original order, has that changed?
No, it shouldn't change because the order came through already. So the original order is this one, the $2.99, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the $2.99, and that's the billing address for the original order. So it has nothing to do with the other order you did for the paper.
Okay.
So the order is done. Once the order is placed, all the details are here. If they requested a paper like you did for the $1 one, it should come into a different order like this, and it has its own details.
Okay, so these details are not visible in the website. They're only visible in the admin, right?
That's exactly right. Nobody can see this except you, because you are the admin and you can see all of those details.
Okay, so the only thing then that needs to be corrected is the wording on the website to not call it a billing address, because it's really not.
Okay, how about I show you where it is, and then you can play with it. It's literally nothing. You just go, I'll show you how to do it. So if you go to the checkout page, scroll down and manage language, this is the only place where Shopify will allow me as a developer to change the language of the checkout page only. And they have all of these settings, and they're categorized. Like, for example, thank you page with the Shopify Pay. These are the details. Like, for example, the one I just changed was recipient. How do you spell recipient?
RECI.
Recipient. So you see where all I did is just added this text and click saved and clicked save, and that took it. So all the fields in the checkout page are literally here. So you just have to play with it and see what's gonna affect it like that. You can, for example, change the name of the province to zip code or something else.
Okay, so let's go back to my screen. How do I do that?
Okay, since you're here, do you have access to this? Let me just
Yes.
You have access?
Yes.
Okay, so let me show you how to go to that page. If you click on settings and then checkout, scroll to the very bottom, and it's this one, manage checkout language, and you're gonna see everything in here.
Okay.
So let me stop sharing. Go ahead.
Okay. So what we have here is
I'm not seeing your screen.
sorry, hang on. Okay, so on this order, the address that the user entered was stored as a billing address, and that's why it was labeled as such. But it's really not a billing address. And if I use the functions you just described in the store settings, it's going to change the checkout not only for this type of order, but for all types of orders, right?
Correct.
So we really can't change the language in the store settings. We need to show the correct address here, which is not the address that the user just entered. So I'm going to enter an address here. That's where the form gets sent. Then when I go forward, that address is not shown here, but the original billing address is.
Okay. So you're saying that the address that's here should pull the billing address of the user that created the order, not the address that you typed in.
Correct. The address that's populated on this screen, which is either pre-populated as the sender or the user types in all again manually, cannot be shown on this next screen because the next screen cannot contain the correct labels, right? That's what we just said. So for that reason, you need to pass the billing address to this screen.
Okay, go back just one time. Back a couple times, probably 2 times. Okay, click on request this form. So we have the address here is Prospect Avenue. Click request a shipment form. So what you're saying is in the billing, it shouldn't show the Prospect Avenue. It should show the billing of what's saved for the customer initially.
Yes.
Okay. Click on change. Click on the drop down. Let me see if it's saving anything. Okay, yeah, all of that there. Okay, we'll try to give it a shot. So far, this is the only problem that we're seeing.
So far, this is the only, well, we have the issue of the sup, we have the issue of the order number not showing in the PDF. And
Yeah, those are, the sup, the order number, I'm not sure if it's doable, to be honest with you. I just have to figure something out.
Okay.
The sup, we'll check it out. That's an HTML issue. And this is, I mean, those are, I mean, not major stuff. I think this one can be adjusted, I think. I just have to double check.
Okay, so again, on that form where the user enters the address to request the
Yeah, I got it. We need to show the billing address, not the address that the customer asked for the paper to be sent to.
right. And if I, as the admin, want to see that address, I can see it in the store settings, and that's the only place to see it.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on. Okay. Okay, so this scenario that I'm highlighting now was described in the video that you sent. So we'll do that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so the scenario that the guy showed was charge extra and reattempt. So this screen that's shown here is going to be where should the shipment be reattempted. So it looks like by default, the billing address has been populated. Um, by default, it should be the recipient address. And then, there are two scenarios. You can retry to the same address that already failed, which is the stored recipient address, or you can enter a new recipient here. So a new recipient address. And then for that same order, the recipient address is updated. Make sense?
Okay, so by default, you're saying that it should load the recipient address.
Right.
Okay. But what if we have multiple recipient addresses? Which one is going to load?
For a particular order, you will only ever have one recipient.
But you came to this one. I see. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we only ever get to this screen if a shipment has failed. So I'm going to enter a brand new address in here that okay. And so everything is populated here. So this is going to be the new address to which we should attempt delivery, okay? And this is a brand new address I'm entering now. This is the new recipient address that will be stored on the order, okay?
Are you waiting on something?
Yeah, I was just, are you ready to continue?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have this new address that is a recipient address, and we're going to complete payment. Okay, so that address that we just entered is on this screen displayed as a billing address, which is,
Yeah, I got it. So it should show only the billing
well,
address here instead of.
exactly. You can, it's probably best to just show the original billing address.
Okay, got it.
So the next thing here is, this is a whole new shipment from post delay to this new address. So we have post delay additional fee $10, but this is not a fixed fee. The system needs to recalculate the shipping cost
Based on
this new recipient address.
so this is so what you're saying this is, and what will be the fee?
You need to go back to USPS and check.
Okay. What if the fee from the USPS is less than what they were originally charged? So we charge them $10 on top of what USPS is charging.
So this is the sequence of events that would lead to this scenario, and feel free to jump in at any time.
Okay.
Yeah, someone has put in an order and we've already shipped it out and it's come back to us. So we have already earned a fee and incurred a shipping fee. So now we're asking them, what do you want to do? And they said, we want to try and deliver again. So in this screen, we need to recalculate the shipping fee for this new destination and have the option to charge another fee. So right now you have that additional fee as $10, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's going to be 0 on a retry, but probably not. Probably we're going to charge an additional fee on top of the shipping anytime we ship.
I see. And you're saying, and that fee, that your fee, the post-delay fee, is it gonna be like always static for all these for all the orders that has this scenario?
Well, we had discussed before that the methods of pricing could be a fixed fee or a percentage of the amount calculated by USPS. Is that still true?
Yeah, it should be in the back end. Yeah, I think we developed that.
Okay, so ideally, I would like it to be a percentage of the USPS cost, but you know, maybe we can talk about that later, and you can show me how to switch between the two methods.
I see. So the major point here is to calculate the USPS and add it into here. I get
Yes,
it.
to show the billing address, to recalculate the shipping cost, and to tack on the fee.
Yep, got it. Got it. Okay.
Okay, so let's say now this next part was not covered in the video that the guy sent. Let's say the user clicks charge extra and return my shipment. We have the same thing that we were talking about before. We need the billing address properly shown, and the system needs to recalculate the shipping cost to return the item from post delay to the sender address.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Okay, so that's all I have with regards to the video you sent me for now.
Okay, so we have like 6, 7 points. Okay, let me work on it tomorrow and Thursday, and I will get back with you as soon as we have progress.
While I have you, I have one other hopefully small point that you can fix at the same time.
Yes, sir.
When the user requests to delete their account, an email is sent to the user saying confirm deletion. The button in that email doesn't actually do anything. So that button needs to actually delete the account.
Okay.
And when that account is deleted, the status of the account changes to inactive in the admin panel, and the user cannot reactivate the account themselves without emailing the admin.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you. I'll check that out.
So what do you think is the timeline here for this next?
I'm gonna start working on it tomorrow, to be honest with you. The thing is, parts of the stuff that we're facing here, we honestly are doing just R&D on it. Like, it's not, how can I say that? It's not normal stuff that any e-commerce website asks for. That's the complexity of it. So we just have to do R&D, test it, work through it, check it based on our understanding, and then come back to you.
Okay.
So just give me like 2-3 days until I figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, let me just give you some feedback because, I want you to know what I'm thinking. This project in 2 weeks will have been going on for a year, which is much longer than either one of us expected.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sure you're sick of it, and I'm losing money while all these delays are happening. So anything that I can do to get this done and over with, please let me know.
I sure will. I mean, as you can see, I mean, last week on Thursday, I told you just give me a couple of days. We're here in like a couple of days, right? And I understand where you're coming from. And honestly, it's not like I'm sick of it. It's more like it's very detailed to a point where some of the points we have to R&D it because we've never faced this before.
Right.
So it's like more like learning, and it's not normal stuff. Like, for example, I guarantee you out of the 1 million users that are on Shopify, probably maybe 2 or 3 of them changed the address on the checkout page and called it recipient address.
Yeah.
So it's, you know what I mean? It's not regular stuff.
Yep,
Let me go through this. And the good news is we saved this, like the screen share, which is very helpful. So my developers can, play it as many times as they want. If I have any questions, I will shoot you an email and then maybe we can jump on another call. Meanwhile, just stand by until we finish this.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for your help.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Bye-bye.